Hey, my name is Michael Zarek. I'm here at Mokao Indy. This is a coffee and chocolate festival held at the Stutz. This is the second year I think it's happening, but I'm sitting down with a variety of people, including my wife, Anna Darling, to talk about coffee and chocolate memories or what they love about Indianapolis. My favorite thing to do in the world. So hello, Anna. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Michael. How are you doing?
Good. So what is your coffee ritual? You don't drink coffee.
Yeah, unfortunately for this festival, I'm a tea girl and I drink tea every
But
morning.
what's your tea ritual?
Well, it starts the day before because I wake up at 2 in the morning to go to work. So I fill up the little teapot. I set my thermos out. I set my tea bag out. I set the honey out. So that way, when I stumble downstairs after rolling out of bed, I can just turn on the teapot, make my tea, and that's the very first thing I do every morning. So,
Amazing.
yeah,
And it sets you up right.
it does. It's very important. I love my tea, but coffee for me is more of like a treat. I do love going to coffee shops. I love the vibes of coffee shops. I love getting a little latte, but I do have some coffee trauma, if you remember.
We don't have to get into that.
I brought it up. So
What's your coffee trauma?
I drank a cold brew for the very first time and had never really drank coffee other than a latte, and my stomach hurt. I felt like I was so wired. I felt like I was drunk. And then after that, when I would drink a latte or even any kind of coffee, it would hurt my stomach for a while. So I couldn't really drink coffee for a year, but I'm good now. But yeah, now I know that cold brew is way more intense than a latte.
That's funny. Do you have a chocolate memory?
I do. I love chocolate. Anytime we go out to eat, I always eat a little chocolate dessert afterwards. But I always think about, I'm going to shout out to the Roslyn Bakery. People who know about Roslyn's was an old bakery that used to exist around Indianapolis, a local little chain. They sadly went out of business before I was born, but my parents always talked about getting Roslyn bakery items and Roslyn things for Easter or cookies or the brownies they would talk about. And so when they went out of business, they came out with a recipe book and my mom bought it. And it was always a special treat when we would make the Roslyn brownies. And they're just very special chocolate brownies.
Yeah.
And so that's a very core chocolate memory to me and very Indianapolis.
Very Indianapolis.
Locals.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
I'm sure I have.
No one that stands out.
No one that really stands out, but what I do think about is when we met at the Starbucks at the Union
In Bloomington.
in Bloomington, and that's when we decided
And
to
played Mario Kart.
actually start dating. So sad that it was at a Starbucks and not a cute local coffee shop in Bloomington, which there are
It
many
felt
of.
cute and local in the student union.
Yes.
In a weird way.
But the student union is a very cool place. But yeah, that's a fun coffee memory that I have, coffee shop memory
Yeah.
with a person. And that's, hey, we're here married here
Yeah.
today.
What do you love about Indy?
I love how much it's growing and changing. I love that Indianapolis is taking, because I'm a history lover. I love old buildings. I love that people are taking these old buildings, we're here at the Stutz. We were just at the Factory Arts District last night. They're taking these old kind of historic buildings and repurposing them into really beautiful spaces. I love seeing the character and the originality of bottle works and things like that, but then seeing how it has a new purpose and seeing people coming out and enjoying them, that's one of my favorite things to see about the revitalization of Indy and how they're keeping its history while bringing it into the new world.
Yeah. And last question, what question would you like to ask the next person who sits in the chair?
I want to know what their favorite springtime Indianapolis activity is. 'Cause
Okay.
now we're in the spring.
What if they're Final Four tournament?
Then that's awesome. I mean, that's the weekend right now.
But I don't know if I can
That's
say that
springtime.
legally. The largest tournament in college sports.
The final games of the NCAA
The
tournament.
last few games that they're
Yeah.
playing here locally.
I mean, hey, if basketball is what they want to say is their favorite springtime tradition, I would respect that.
Cool.
But yeah, whatever they want to say.
All right. Dope. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
Record. Okay. So first, start with your name.
Brie.
And we're here in Mokao, and I'm just going to run through some questions.
Okay.
So the first question is, what is your coffee ritual?
My coffee ritual.
Do you have one?
I mean, I don't really. I used to have one when I used like an actual manual grinder to grind my coffee, and that was nice. That definitely felt like very ritualistic rather than like a machine like grinder. But I guess my like shameful coffee ritual is that because I'm such a coffee fiend, like when I wake up, like often if I have leftover like old coffee from the previous day, I'll like heat it up while I'm making the new coffee for the day.
Heat it up in like the microwave?
Yeah,
That's
it's terrible. I know it's
Microwave coffee
It's
is-
so
oh
blasphemous.
my God.
And it is terrible, but I still do it because I'm just like, it's my pre-coffee coffee. So that I have coffee while I'm
Would
making
you
the
consider
coffee.
yourself a coffee addict?
Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
would. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I don't think I am, but
But clearly not like a coffee purist because I'm microwaving this shit, and that's not good. That's gross.
can you tell me a chocolate memory?
Yes, I have a very indie chocolate memory. One Indianapolis 500, turn 2, Southeast Vista. We brought Hershey's chocolate bars that year. We had never done that before, and it was like 95 degrees. And so I'm like eating a chocolate bar, and I get distracted because like something goes down, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like watching, and the next thing I know, there's just like melted chocolate in my crotch. And so like for the rest of the race, and then when I leave, it looks like,
Are people calling you poopy pants or something?
I mean, they probably were in their minds. But there was nothing to do about it. Like that's just what happened. So that is my most Indianapolis
That is so
chocolate
funny.
memory. Never take Hershey's
I
chocolate
thought you were
bars
gonna
to the
say
race.
something way simpler, which is just like you were like squeezing it like a Go-Gurt or something.
No, it's Indianapolis 500 related chocolate scenario.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
Yeah. When I was on the apps, you know, when you're on the apps, that's what
I
you
like
do.
that everyone just knows what the apps are.
Yeah. I got stood up at a coffee shop once. I should have known because it was like, oh, I'm like from Sweden, but I'm Brazilian. And it was like, obviously this like completely made up individual.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, maybe they were legit, but anyways, we
That's
met,
so
we
funny.
were supposed to meet at Monon Coffee, and I was just like, all right, I guess I'm chilling at Monon Coffee now.
All right. What do you love about Indianapolis?
What do I love about Indy? I mean, I love
Can't be that hard of a
that.
question.
I love that, like, I have community here. I love that I have chosen family here. I love like weird kind of ratchet adventures on the White River that are maybe slightly unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to watch, like, as somebody who's born and raised here, but has lived a couple other places like Chicago and Vancouver. It's interesting to see how Indianapolis has changed over time, and you know that like mostly for the better, you know. But
Definitely.
but you lose some stuff along the way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Indianapolis spring activity?
Oh. I mean, I think if you count like going to the track, that probably is, and that's just like. Yeah, that's just because, you know,
That's like
I've
the
done
thing.
that since I was little. But also I would say just like, you know, walking around the neighborhood and seeing what's starting to bloom.
Right on.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. What question, Brie, do you want to ask the next person who sits in that chair?
Okay. I want to ask the next person what their most recent nightmare was about.
That is horrifying.
I mean, because I think that tells you a lot about what's going on in your life. And, you know, maybe, and like, that's probably something deep that's
Yeah.
interesting and juicy.
I'm trying to think about what mine was. There was definitely one somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like I had one. I feel like I had one last night, like one of those ones where like you're kind of half awake,
Yeah.
but you're still but now I can't remember. But I remember it was nightmare-ish, but it was also kind of silly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's
But
to
now I
say?
don't remember.
What is your most recent nightmare?
Yeah.
Great question. All right.
In these times. it
Thanks
could
for coming
be
on, Brie.
All right, thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Amazing. So, hello. Can you just real quickly say your name?
Bhavna Thapar from the Little India restaurant.
Amazing. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is your coffee ritual?
I do like to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Don't kill me, but it's just Starbucks. But today there are so many coffee vendors here. I'm going to branch
Expand
out.
your horizons.
I'm going to expand my horizon. And listen, I still have to have the flavored creamer, but I'm trying to cut down.
I feel like everyone's entry into coffee is like, mine was like drinking chai tea lattes and then doing dirty chais and then slowly weaning off the sugar.
Yes.
So you're doing the same thing.
I am trying.
And now I just drink black coffee from Blue Mind right next door.
I'm working up to the black coffee.
Do you have a chocolate memory?
Yeah, you know what? My dad was a officer in the U.S. Army, and so we spent some time in Germany. So if you've ever been to any of their holiday markets,
Yeah.
the marzipan and then the chocolate desserts and things that they make and create, it's really beautiful and very tasty.
That's amazing. Where in Germany?
Landstuhl. So it's
I
a
don't know what
military
that
base. Yes, it's a military base. And just FYI, fun fact, a lot of when soldiers are injured in that part of the world in the Middle East, they fly them to Landstuhl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
All the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Any specific memories?
Not in particular. It's a good way to network, kind of breaks the ice, and then
Yeah.
you get to see what other people order.
Definitely. You can judge a lot about what people order, especially if they order like extremely sweet coffee. And then you
Yeah,
can judge
like a
it quickly.
frappuccino. I get it.
What do you love about Indianapolis?
I love the sense of community. I have found that if you approach somebody, there's so much warmth, and it feels like a genuine connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing answer. From the previous person who sat in the chair, what is your most recent nightmare? Have you had one?
No, because I like to try to do everything in advance. Like if I could eat tomorrow's breakfast today, I would like to do that. So I try not to have any nightmares.
I feel like that's that's a sign of maybe a good, calm mind, possibly.
I try. I
Yeah.
try to make future Bhavna's life easier.
All right, Bhavna, what question would you like to ask the next person in the chair?
Recommend me some new places to eat.
Okay. If Amanda sits down, she can do that.
Yes.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so first, hold it up. Just say what your name is.
Finley.
Amazing. Finley is Amanda and Indy's child. So we're going to do some questions. Finley, what is your coffee ritual? Like, what do you do every day?
I make my mom coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of coffee? Do you know?
A honey latte.
A honey latte? Oh my God. That's awesome. Does she say thank you?
He came up with a song for me.
There's a song?
Yeah. Latte delivery. Latte.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Do you have a memory of eating chocolate?
Well, I remember a couple minutes ago, like I had like this special chocolate chip cookie, and it was with marshmallow.
Oh yeah, the one from over there. Oh, over there. Okay. Yeah, was it good?
Yeah.
Amazing. And then, have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
No.
No? Okay, that's probably a good thing, actually. Finley, what do you like about Indianapolis?
That it has all the seasons.
Oh, that's true. We do get a lot of seasons here. And then, Finley, what if you had to like suggest someone go to a restaurant, where would you tell them to go?
Macizo.
Macizo? Good pick. What do you like to order at Macizo?
A grilled cheese.
Ooh, grilled cheese and Macizo. Do they make it special for you?
Well, it's a special grilled cheese where they like don't put the top half on.
Oh, sounds like a melt. Oh, focaccia bread at an open face. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Finley, what question would you like to ask the next person that sits in that chair?
Where's the best restaurant you've ever been to?
The best restaurant you've ever been to. Great question. Well, thank you for sitting down with me, Finley. I appreciate it. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Can you say your name for me?
My name is Jared.
Jared, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Can you tell me what your coffee ritual is?
Yeah. So usually I'll get up in the morning at around 6, and that's before my son gets up. So I try to very quietly get up and make myself an Americano every morning before anybody else gets up and sit.
It's like, that's just for me.
Yeah, just for me. Yeah, just my time that I get to kind of just sit and take things a little bit slowly.
Uh-huh.
Usually I'll sit with a book afterward and just kind of read a little bit.
Amazing. Do you have a special chocolate memory? This one's the hardest one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had mixed feelings towards chocolate. Like, I mean, I enjoy it fairly, but it's never been my favorite thing. I do enjoy hot cocoa a lot. I remember my mom making hot cocoa from scratch. I mean, I grew up in Florida, so it never got super cold, but
Yeah.
it got cold enough to justify hot chocolate. So.
That's awesome. Oh, sorry. Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
I guess so, yeah. Like it's
Do you go outside?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say for sure whether or not I actually met people for the first time at a coffee shop. I mean, I guess like through Amanda doing pop-ups at Blue Mind and stuff. Like I met some people for the first time there, like that work there.
Yeah.
So like I met people who work there. But as far as just like randomly, it's hard to pinpoint a specific person I may have met.
Definitely. All right. What do you love about Indianapolis?
I really like the local business like community here. I feel like there's a lot of really good quality local businesses, both in food and other things. You know, we just had the indie book crawl that happened a couple weekends ago, and
Yeah.
that was really cool to see all the bookstores getting together and supporting not only each other, but like, you know, getting the support of the community. So
Yeah.
like it was really cool to see that.
Great answer. Your son has asked you, what is the best restaurant you have ever been to?
That's a great question. I don't think I can pinpoint a best restaurant. My tastes change so frequently. I can name a handful of restaurants that I really enjoyed. There is a restaurant that we went to back in Florida whenever Amanda and I were first married. It's called Orse, and we had a lot of really delicious things there that I've never had replicated anywhere else. So
Okay.
it was really tasty. The runner-up is something that was kind of like it was more hype than it was actually justified, but it was still pretty good. It's called the French Pantry, and it was also in Florida. And that's some of the best sandwiches and some of the best focaccia I've ever had in my life.
Amazing. Jared, what question? Are you sitting down? You don't have to.
I'll come back later.
What question would you like to ask the next person who sits in that chair?
I'm going to switch it up and not ask anything about restaurants.
That's perfectly acceptable.
What are you reading right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good que- What if they're not reading? Who reads? I should read.
It's you can read stuff on Reddit.
Ready?
You've interviewed me before Anna has. How does that feel?
Anna's, I don't know, she's restricted more than me.
So do we start?
First, what is your name?
Michelle.
All right, Michelle. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
What is your coffee ritual?
So my friends and I like to go to different coffee shops, but I don't drink coffee.
Yeah? What do you normally get?
Like hot chocolate or lemonade, something.
Do you ever do matcha or anything?
I just had from Lucky's.
Oh.
My friend got a matcha.
Right over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a banana.
Did you like it?
It was incredible.
Dope.
So I think I need to branch out a little bit.
There's a newer place called Recess on like 17th Street. It's
Yes,
pretty
I haven't been yet, but just the vibe looks really fun. So that is on my list of places to go.
Definitely. Michelle, can you tell me a chocolate memory?
I love chocolate so much.
Do you have a special memory about it, or like a specific one?
My friend just had her birthday, and she got us all a chocolate cake from a Terre Haute bakery.
Oh, yeah?
So that's my most recent chocolate memory.
Okay.
But I eat it all the time. It's like a fun pick-me-up in the office. It's fun to have at home.
Is it like bad mood, good mood?
Yeah, chocolate is mood non-dependent. Just if you ever need a little treat, get chocolate.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
Yes.
Do you have a special, like, specific memory?
For this one, yes.
Okay.
So my friends and I joined like a 20s and 30s group at church, and we met for the first time at a coffee shop, and I didn't know kind of what it would be like, because meeting new people can be hard. But now, like 2 years later, we all still hang out and talk all the time.
Amazing.
And that all started at a coffee shop.
Do you remember the coffee shop?
It's across from Soli Wine. In the Mona. Like 16th
no,
in the Mona.
It starts with a P. Provider.
Yes, Provider.
There we go.
I was like, it's not Parlor, but I was thinking of a P. Yeah.
What? I know you're gonna have a good answer for this. What do you love about Indy?
So many things. I love how many different restaurants there are. I love like how you've gotten started with Third Space Indy. Like it's so easy to just start a podcast and highlight all of the people doing amazing things in the city. I love how many events there are, but also like everyone says Indy's a big city, but if you go anywhere, you will run into people.
I see the same like 6 people everywhere.
Yeah, no, I do too. And like I got here early. Oh, there's my friend Jason. See
the same
example.
6 people everywhere.
But like I was like, do I go in by myself? And then I immediately ran into multiple people.
Yeah.
So there's just like this big community, I feel like, and people that are just lucky enough to all be here at the same time, supporting each other.
Amazing. What are you reading right now?
Nothing.
I
have made a resolution. We did like a 2026 bingo card that I am going to read books.
Okay, that's plural or just one? You gotta start with
Plural.
one first.
My friend gave me a Jodi Picoult novel, but they said it will emotionally wreck you, so I'm a little afraid to start that one. But I have a couple other books that I've gotten from Little Free Libraries, which I love a Little Free Library. So nothing at the moment,
But you're soon.
Yes.
Soon you are. Okay. Michelle, what question would you like to ask the next person in the chair?
if you could change one thing about Indy, what would it be?
Okay. Magic wand. Just go boop. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So real quick, just say your name.
My name is Marc.
Let's go. Marc, I'm just going to run through some questions. They're all right in front of you. There's Patrick Armstrong.
Okay.
He's going to walk over here probably. But Marc, what is your coffee ritual?
Oh,
Do you have
okay. This is going to be interesting because I'm recognizing in this moment I don't drink enough coffee to make this make sense.
If you don't have a ritual, that's okay.
This guy's the reason Purdue lost.
Oh my God! Are you?
Okay,
that was bad energy.
No, it's good. We did an event together. We filmed together. It was great.
Yeah,
right? I had his Purdue hat in my car, and I did another event, and I think it was his good luck charm. And immediately he met me that next day to go get his hat.
Yeah,
I guess he got it. I thought that was going to be his good luck charm, regardless of
I'm gonna be honest.
Now you just blame him.
Who cares that Purdue lost?
That's tough. Look, I'm not going to play the field in this one. I don't know. I feel like saying anything about Purdue would be like dangerous fields in Indiana. So I'm like, try to stay out of it.
That's funny.
No, but
coffee ritual.
So I do have like a bit of a morning ritual that does involve coffee.
Yeah.
Which is like what I'll do is I have this tin can that I love. It's like one of those like weather sealed cans, keeps in the heat, whatever. And I have this like instant coffee. It's a Thai instant coffee that I'll get from Saraga. And like I'll get a couple packs, put in a lot of hot water, mix it up, put a nice tin of coffee, and then I'll go to a coffee shop and buy coffee from a coffee shop, like maybe like a small little like either tea or something with a mug in it. And then during the day while I'm there editing or working, I'll just kind of pour in my coffee to keep it going.
Yeah.
For the whole entire time.
Right
That way
on.
I patronize the store, but also I don't feel, the people don't feel weird about like me just being in a space without coffee because I got it.
You're like the guy who's like has a hidden glass of water at the bar, kind of like he's like, I don't want to feel left out.
I don't want to feel left out, and I don't want people to like feel like they need to like come up to me and check on me. It's like I'm fine alone. I just got my coffee.
That's
all that
funny.
good stuff.
All right, Marc, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, just so many names. Can you tell me a chocolate memory? Do you have one?
Okay, I can tell you. I'm full of stories, but I can tell you.
You got I don't know. Take as much time as you need.
I'm full of stories, but I'll tell you my dad's coffee memory. Mostly because coffee is kind of specialist. I'm from Ivory Coast, and it produces like a third of the world's coffee, like cacao beans. And so my father and his father before him were cocoa farmers. And so they had never eaten chocolate, even though they farmed the bean that's used to make the chocolate.
Yeah.
Right. And so when he first came to the States, first time was in New York, he had a Hershey's bar for the first time.
And he said, "Man, this sucks."
He was surprised at how sweet it was.
Yeah.
Because when it first comes out, it's so bitter. It's so like, not that.
Yeah.
It's like for it to be refined the way it is. He was like, bro, he loved it after that. And then he went on a chocolate fix for about 10 years and stopped. Now he doesn't eat candy at all or chocolate at all. He wants to get away from it.
That's funny. Great story. Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
I feel like I meet a lot of people at coffee shops for the first time.
Any notable? I met Patrick Armstrong for the first time at a coffee shop. That's not true. I lied.
Oh, that's tough. Man, okay.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
I mean, technically speaking, at 1656 Club is a coffee shop in Fountain Square.
Sure is.
And I met Paloma, the owner. I heard about that spot for a while. And, I like a good cozy, spot. And she makes these flights with all kinds of coffee. So you can get like 3 options of flights. And first time I met her, she just like kind of offered to like let me sample one. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. I need to be here all the time, take all of my money. And she told me about, culture and history and the fact that, I think, I don't know if I'm saying this incorrectly, but we'll find out, that, she has a Puerto Rican history and her heritage is from there. So it was just nice to just know somebody. And I like to kind of meet people everywhere. So I feel like that's the person I think of when I think of coffee shop is Paloma.
That's amazing. I was actually there yesterday. What do you love about Indianapolis?
I love the people. I love how chill it is and I feel like everybody's at their own different speeds here, And the fact that you can find just about anything here, but it's like a scavenger hunt. You have to find it.
I agree. But you can find it.
You can absolutely find it. It's you're maybe like 2 degrees away from it.
Definitely.
You just need to kind of turn the right way and find it. And I think there's a coffee enthusiast community. There's a foodie community. There's a movie community. There's any sort of community you can think of is here and vibrant. You just need to, turn to look to it. And so I think I love finding those hidden gems, like talking to people and asking like what they're fascinated by and then finding out interesting things. Like I talked to somebody who's like really into bird watching and he told me that there's an app that will allow you to identify a bird based on sound. And I'm like, oh my God. I love that. You know what I mean?
That's
I love
funny.
the little niches and the little tinkering things that happen here in Indy.
Yeah. I forgot Michelle's question.
What would you like to change?
Oh, if you had a magic wand and you could change something about Indianapolis,
the social economic
you can just like
standards of black people. I don't know. But I think if I were to have a magic wand and change anything
about Indianapolis, and you could say socioeconomic layout of the land.
I think Indianapolis has this interesting dichotomy of, it has a lot of people who are for small business. It has a lot of creative and cultural ideas, a lot of quality, a lot of talent, a lot of like great things about it. What I would love to change is the city's support for those great things in some way, shape, or form. You know, like, and when I say support, it doesn't necessarily mean I need a huge audience. I need legislation to be supportive of those towns. I need some sort of, systematic, support of these towns being, there's a crazy talented musician and music scene, but you don't think of Indy as a music scene, but there's such good music here. I'm like, there needs to be systematic, changes that allow for that to be like up here. And I'm not saying that there aren't like venues or events that try to showcase those things.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things that's like,
But they don't find that, support to be able to continue to sustain that without going somewhere else. I know the truth.
Like, yeah, it's like everybody has to go somewhere else. And I'm like, nah, you gotta almost get something that helps out the middle class artist, the one that may not go to, live in LA and try to find a career, but that's willing to just be here for the consistency of like, because I don't think people need a lot, I think
agree.
people just need their basic needs met, and they will be content with not, they can tour and make this the home base. Like there's so much talent that comes out of Indy. You never hear about the fact that, oh yeah, Indy's the town where you get all these talented folks and all that good stuff, because no one wants to talk about it because of how hard it is, or at least the context is usually I had to leave to go and experience that next level versus being here and experiencing it here.
Yeah.
I think there's possibility and opportunity for them to experience it here, but it's so corporate leaning, events leaning that it's hard to grow from that, That's it. That's
Great answer. What question, Marc, would you like to ask the next person to sit in that chair?
What are you most fascinated by?
Okay, great question. Open-ended.
Let's see.
All right, real quick. Just say your name.
All right. Hi, my name is Hangdon. I use he, him pronouns.
Okay, thank you, Hang. I'm going to ask you some questions. What is your coffee ritual?
Coffee ritual? I don't have one. I'm a tea drinker. I'm a trader.
Do you have a tea ritual?
I love just plain and simple cold brew, unsweetened tea. And I make a huge batch of it every week, and that's my ritual.
Is there like, do you just like the ease of access?
Yes, I do. I'm also super lazy. I make it sound fancy and say cold brew, but I throw like 10 bags of tea in a pitcher, leave it on my counter for the day, and then keep it in the fridge.
And what's your go-to tea?
Jasmine green tea.
Okay, right
it's
on.
the best scent, best fragrance.
Do you sweeten it?
Not at all.
The alien is really funny. Sorry. Hang, do you have a chocolate memory?
Ooh. Honestly, probably today. What's your chocolate memory?
I would say mine has to do with like Christmas and like walking down the stairs and like accessing the stocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would think. It's like sort of that annual sort of tradition of chocolate. I don't know.
For sure.
You don't have one? Oh, you just mean today in general.
Today
like
in
showing
general?
up to Mokao.
I would say like this time last year was like my first event as a business. So it's kind of great full circle. Yeah. So I'm vending today too. So I'm actually away from my booth for a little
what's your booth? I don't even know.
Yes.
Drop
I'm
an ad.
an artist and filmmaker here in Indianapolis, and I run Honey Bear Shop too. So we do live doodle drawings. Takes 5 minutes, and it's really cute mementos.
Oh, that's awesome. And when my phone dies, I'll come by.
Yes. And last year, that was like my first event as an official licensed with Indiana business.
At Mokao.
Yeah, at
That's
Mokao.
awesome.
And I had like 5 things on my table, and now the business has grown so much.
That's
so
a chocolate memory.
That's a chocolate memory.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
So many people in this city. I think that's like cold DMing people and then meeting for coffee and hoping that like neither of us kill each other. And it's always a great time. There's Commissary is my favorite.
Oh, downtown?
Yeah, downtown. Because I like how it's like half underground. That's
It is
cool.
half underground. I should like try to get a haircut there one time just to judge it. Like I've had the coffee. I feel like I gotta test the haircut, and then you get the full package.
So if the haircut's bad, does that ruin the coffee experience?
I feel like it
for
does.
You? Yeah, that's
I don't
valid.
What do you love about Indianapolis?
I love that there's creative people, quite literally like in every corner of it. I love the indie drag theater, especially.
Ooh.
I love that there's like artists on every single street you go, like any sort of neighborhood. There's people doing amazing, incredible things.
Dope. Great answer. What are you fascinated by right now?
This one's so like random and unrelated, but
That's okay.
I just saw like the drama with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya at Can Cinema. And like it's been
the
stuck in my
movie.
head forever. Yeah, I don't know. That's not even related.
I didn't think they had drama like in real life. I think
Yeah.
that the drama that they have in real life is him joking about like being their third in the marriage.
No, the drama at Can, which is a great nonprofit independent cinema.
Yeah, shout out to Can.
Shout out to
always.
Can.
What question, Hang, would you like to ask the next person to sit in that chair?
Ugh.
Be whatever you want.
I think this is so hard. Okay. I would ask them, would you do drag? Because I think that's so fun to ask people, like whether they're queer or not. Because you see like all sorts of people do drag. Like,
I think I would.
Would you do drag?
If I were ever asked to, I don't think I'd go my way.
Let me ask you, what would your drag persona be? Like, what's your theme? I had someone say like,
See, I play Dungeons and Dragons, so like role playing is like something that I do, but I'm not like brave enough to like put on a persona. Really, I don't know.
I mean, you could do like tiefling bard drag. There's a niche. I promise you, there's a niche. I saw someone do like Sonic drag. Like, there's a niche for
Sonic
everything.
drag is crazy, but that sounds awesome.
There's always a niche.
Great question. Thanks for sitting with me.
Yes,
And that's it.
absolutely.
So
For real?
yeah, I'm like, get these fucking people out of here. I'm hungry.
All right, hello, sir.
Ethiopian.
Can you say your name? Oh, that's my face.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't see any branding.
What's your name?
My name is Patrick Armstrong.
Patrick is a local podcaster here. Sometimes he does podcasts. Most of the time, he does his real job.
I do a podcast once a month still. Just because I went from daily to once a month does not mean that I don't do it anymore.
Patrick, I know you have this. What is your coffee ritual?
My coffee ritual. Well, for a long time, I would make 8 to 12 cups of coffee in our home pot.
Would they
just
get-
like a regular drip
Would they
machine.
be consumed?
Yeah, I would consume it all.
That's a lot of coffee.
I know. Well, I've been drinking a lot of coffee for a long time. But now we have it's not a Keurig, an Nespresso. We are creatures of convenience.
Is there a certain level of shame you feel about that?
A little bit, because when we got it, I was trying to drink more local coffee, and not a single local coffee provider here makes Nespresso pods.
I think there's a
I
reason.
wonder why that is.
Hey, support your local coffee shops.
Support your local coffee shops, yes.
Patrick, tell me a chocolate memory.
Chocolate memory.
And if you can't think of one, I have a secondary question that might trigger one.
I mean, I've got probably too many chocolate memories. The other night I ate a whole thing of Oreos. Is that chocolate? Does that count as chocolate?
I think so. That's a good question, because Oreos are vegan. Is it real chocolate if there's no milk? I don't know how that works.
I don't think so. Probably not.
I'm not trying to make any judgments.
That's
I'm
not fun.
asking
You can
questions.
judge me. I'll remember it, but you can.
When's the first time you ever gave your kid chocolate?
Oh my God. I think he had a chocolate chip cookie once when he was like after a year old. So my sister made his birthday cake for his first birthday, and it was like a vegan vegetarian cake.
Yeah.
No offense to my sister, it was kind of terrible, and not a good cake for a small child to eat. Like, no 1-year-old wants vegetable cake. They want a cake made out of chocolate with icing, and it was not that. But I know he had a chocolate chip cookie once. I believe it was at school, and some other parent just gave it to him, and it was a fun time after that.
That's funny. I just want to give a shout out to Vegan by Emma. I had a chocolate cake that was vegan, made by Emma. That was incredible.
All right, well,
Vegan
now I feel
chocolate is
terrible.
delicious.
Shout out to Vegan by Emma.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
I heard you ask this to somebody earlier, and I bet I've been shouting into this.
It's fine.
And I don't know that I ever met somebody for the first time at a coffee shop just randomly. The first time we ever had a full conversation was at a coffee shop at Caffeine.
Yeah.
I've had many first conversations at coffee shops, but I don't know that I just randomly met someone at a coffee shop and then formed a relationship.
I feel like I have. I have to think about it more than
You
it's
have,
it's
or
a
you
hard
haven't?
question. I have.
But you just don't know anybody that you have.
I would have to think about it. I'm asking other people. I'm not having to do the thinking myself.
Okay.
Patrick, downtown Indianapolis employee.
Yeah, that is true.
What do you love about Indianapolis?
I love a lot of things about Indianapolis. I guess for my podcast that I host once a month this year, the theme this year is the people, the year of the people. And that's because I think right now more than ever, we need good people and we need to uplift and amplify and support people. And I think in a world where institutions seem to be encroaching upon every inch of our life, I think it's important for us to remember that people make up institutions. Institutions do not make people. So I love the people of Indianapolis.
Banger.
Because there are some incredible people here, and they are doing incredible things. And yeah.
Question from Hang. Would you ever do drag?
Yes. I don't know that I would be good at it. I would need help.
I think we know people who could get you help.
I agree. But I would definitely need help.
That's funny. Cool. Put that on the record.
Put it on the record.
Patrick,
Invite
what
me.
question would you like to ask the next person who sits in the chair?
I would like to ask the next person why.
Cool.
To hold this up?
Yeah, hold it up. Hold it sort of close because
I've never
it's just
done-
loud in here.
Don't we have a sound guy? Can I have?
I
like,
am
a
the sound
clip?
guy.
This isn't as actually. I don't know. I watch now that I watch TikToks and see the ladies. There's one person I really like. She's she's always talking into her mirror about the things, and so she always has one of these little.
It's gotten very mobile these days.
Puffy.
Yeah.
I know this has to do with like sound. Like I don't want my peas to pop, right? So that's why there's the buffer.
Yeah.
I've done some.
Well,
AV
also if
stuff
we're
in
outside,
my day.
it's helpful too. But we're not outside today.
Yep, it'll block the wind. Yeah.
Can you tell me your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan, nice to meet you.
Ryan Ray.
I'm going to ask you some questions. They're all right there.
Ah.
What is your coffee ritual? Do you have one?
I like currently it is cold brew. I will use my cold brew concentrate in the morning before I take my kids out to the bus. I also right now I have some Splenda sugar-free sweeteners from like a time I used to work with Heartland Food Products Group, by the way. All that Splenda is made right here in Indianapolis.
Oh, that's true?
So yeah, it
That's
is
cool.
entirely true. Shout out to them and Java House Cold Brew Coffee, which I used to really enjoy, or still do enjoy. They're indie-centric. Go check them out sometime. But also their big, large stuff. Anyway, so I just pour a little bit of pre-made cold brew and some sweetener in that stuff.
Easy
Take it out
peasy.
to the bus with me. And
Yeah. Send them off
in the morning.
and then feel calm as your children go to school or whatever you feel.
Yeah, no, there is definitely an elation. We have a really great bus stop where like the parents are there together. I know a lot of the kids. There's a whole big story of how I wound up at my bus stop. I actually I owned a house around the corner from that bus stop, and I walked to this bus stop because my kid had some friends there, and it just was a better community. And then our neighbors at that bus stop knew I was looking for a particular kind of house. It was fine. I got remarried, more kids, or not more kids. I brought all the kids to it, but we brought a dog, and we also just needed more space. Plus, it was like I was single. I didn't want to care for as much. It was like, man, just wish I had bought the same house, but with a basement. Especially my oldest was getting older and needed and a third car garage because now we have two adults, and that's really what it was. We have another adult in the house, plus I have another adult to care for it.
Yeah.
And it turned out, like, our neighbors who we were friends with, their neighbor talked to them and was like, I got a job offer in Florida. We might be moving. And they were like, oh, shoot, are you going to put your house up for sale? Isn't it the Aspen with, like, a third car garage and a basement?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, that's our model and everything. And we know who wants to buy your house. And so they helped us buy it.
Cool. I'm going to skip a question.
Yes, fair. I talked to you.
Actually, I'll skip one later, but do you have a chocolate memory?
I don't think I come up with a specific. Yeah, I remember going to the Hershey's Chocolate Factory as a kid for summer camp, and like just how much I love learning all about
Like the process.
chocolate and the production of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know at the time, but like I really do. Like food production, the whole history of Hershey, it's amazing. He kept his town like employed and taking care of them during the Depression. And like yesterday, I was at the Final Four, and the Reese's people were there, and like Reese was a cool guy who worked for them, who like was peanuts were, protein, and poor people needed peanuts, and he was making the Reese's peanut butter cups for people who worked in the Hershey's factory. Hershey kind of, both ways, right? Like I think he might have been a little, anyway, he bought him out, but also helped him produce and do more, and then that's how Reese's became part of the Hershey's deal.
Definitely.
There's a chocolate memory. Not really mine, it's a history lesson. But
Yeah. Good answer. What do you love about Indianapolis?
everything. No, I grew up, I was born in Miami, but I moved to Brooklyn and lived there through my young childhood, and then I went to high school in Florida, and college brought me to Indiana, and my first wife who I met brought me to Indy, and I love Indy. She was from the east side, and I think the world brought me here. It's the great mix of small town, big city. We have museums. We have the greatest children's museum ever. We're in the middle of everything. We really are the crossroads of America. There's so much that comes through here.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love Indy. I'm proud of us for being the state that didn't do the redistricting.
Yeah, shout out.
Super red, but
that guy right there would love to hear you say that.
Both and. I'm super blue, but I also have always known super red and loved super red. But I have friends that are senators and stuff, and I'm still going to be friends with them. And used to be a lawyer at one time and stuff. But yeah, so I love Indy because people here tend to care about each other, and when it boils down, differences, you can figure them out, hopefully long term. But it's a cool place to be. We're the center of a lot of things. I feel like we're up and coming.
Yeah, great answer. Patrick Armstrong asked you a question, which is why?
Why what?
Exactly. I don't know.
Why ask why?
Answer whatever you
That's
feel.
not the right. I don't know. I will give that up. I've tried to ask why for a long time. The why gets me in trouble. I just want to be good.
Yeah.
Why not? There's the question. Why not?
That's a great answer. Ryan, right? Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What question would you like to ask the next person in that chair? It can be whatever you want.
Great. He asked me why, so ask the next person why not. Seriously. So there's probably something they are thinking in their life that they maybe don't want to do or haven't done yet.
Yes.
And let them start asking themselves, why not?
Yes.
Maybe I'll help someone figure out to go do something.
Let's go. Right on, Ryan. Hey, real quick, just say your name.
Hi, I'm Kate Grimm.
Let's go. Kate, I'm going to run through some questions.
Okay.
Are you ready? So what is your coffee ritual?
I take coffee like I take a shot, and it's espresso, a little bit of milk, and it goes down fast.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm more of a, if I'm savoring it, I'm more of a tea girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your go-to tea?
Oh, it's hard to not say matcha, but if it's not matcha, I am a mint tea girly. Not peppermint, spearmint.
Okay.
I'm particular.
Speaking of mint tea, have you heard of the guy locally who goes by Call Me Mint Tea? He's a local tea guy.
That's so
I just
cool.
learned about him a couple weeks ago.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Kate, do you have a chocolate memory?
Do I have a chocolate memory? My first thought is I never tried a Reese's cup until I was 27.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was great.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Were you why didn't I do this sooner?
I was never a fan of chocolate and peanut butter, so I didn't try it. And then I was 27 and somebody was like, that's insane.
Have you heard about the outrage from the public about them changing the Reese's recipe?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, we're changing it back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And as they should. It's iconic. Don't mess with perfection.
That's funny. Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
On a date?
Or whatever.
Oh,
Is someone notable
yeah.
even?
Yeah, I've definitely networked at a coffee shop. That's the best way to meet someone.
Any notable meetings?
Nothing that ever panned out, so that's why. I don't do coffee shop meetings now. We get a drink, we meet on the street, or that's it.
That is such a Kate Grimm answer. Kate Grimm, what do you love about Indianapolis?
Oh man, I think what's going on right now. There's so many people here. It's rainy, it's gross outside, but like that isn't stopping anybody from coming out and participating in all of this. And I think that's really great. There's a really vibrant community, and I love moments like this where we get to see it.
Dope. The guy before you, Ryan, he asked the question, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not what?
Exactly.
It's so true. Why not? Why
What are you-
not? What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what are you doing? What's your why not right now?
What's my why not? I just bought a book when my bank account was like, you probably shouldn't be buying
And you
incest
said,
books.
why not?
I said, why not to this book?
By who? Olga?
Olga Raven, and it's about sci-fi. It's sci-fi, and it's short stories of what it's like to live on a ship. And it's like paragraph, and they're talking about like cleaning products on a
Nothing's
ship.
more American than having a few dollars in your bank account and then saying, why not?
Why not? So true.
Kate,
so bleak.
what question would you like to ask the next person to sit in that chair?
Oh, what's the next question to ask someone? Does it have to be chocolate
It
related?
can be whatever you want.
It can be whatever
Why
I
not
want.
is not chocolate related.
Why not is not? That's actually so true. That's so true. I think my next question that I would ask the person is, are they? Ooh, wait, no. What if they were a piece of furniture? What kind of furniture would they be?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, that's my favorite one to ask on first dates, not at coffee shops.
But in the street.
But in the street, that's my line.
That's so good.
Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Bearcats? Is that what it is?
Bearcats,
Okay,
yes.
I don't know any of this stuff. So, just real quick, say your name.
I'm Cameron Smith.
Let's go, Cameron.
Yes.
I'm just going to run through some questions. They're all right there.
Okay.
So first, what is your coffee ritual?
I don't have a coffee ritual. I'm a tea girly.
Okay, that's common, actually. Do you have a tea ritual?
Does Starbucks count? Starbucks
That's fine.
tea? Yeah.
What's your go-to tea?
Iced chai tea latte with vanilla cold foam on top.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Getting fancy with it.
Yes.
Cameron, do you have a chocolate memory?
A chocolate memory, like the candy.
There's only one type of chocolate I know.
A chocolate memory. Not really. I don't like chocolate.
You don't like chocolate, and you
don't.
came to the coffee and chocolate
I
festival.
know. I look
So you don't drink coffee and you don't eat chocolate.
here for the vibes. Here for the vibes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Do you have a candy memory at least? Anything random? Did you ever trick or treat?
I did.
What's your favorite trick or treating outfit?
Probably when me, my sister, and my cousins did s'mores. I was a marshmallow. Yes.
That's so
I guess.
Wait, so
that's
were
a
you
chocolate
were you the
memory.
graham cracker or like something else?
I was a marshmallow.
Oh, okay.
The cutest marshmallow.
The cutest marshmallow. Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
Yes. At a college campus, you meet multiple new people.
Oh yeah, anyone notable?
Not really. No.
Okay. We won't out anyone right now.
Yes.
What do you love about Indianapolis?
I think they have a lot of events here. I think last summer they did the Indiana All-Star down here, and I love basketball, so I love that we were able to host that. And I feel like they host a lot of events such as this one. Like it's just an opportunity to bring everybody together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the person before you, her name is Kate.
Okay.
She asked, if you were a piece of furniture, what would you be and why?
A love seat. Because I'm a lovely
love
girly,
seat.
yes.
That's what she
and I think it's so
said.
cute, yes. A love seat, definitely.
Why? Any reason?
I just think they're so cute, and the name is just so cute. So I feel like love seat. Why not?
That's so good. Okay. Cameron, thanks for sitting with me.
Yes.
If you could ask a question for the next person to sit in that chair, what would it be?
My question would be, if you could have any type of superpower, what would it be?
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, real quick, both of you, say your name just into the camera.
I'm Ariel Hendrickson.
I'm Nick Dietrich.
And we're here at Mokao. I'm talking to the big bosses of Mokao, big wigs. But we're just going to run through some questions, and we're going to talk it out. So first question, what is your coffee ritual?
My coffee ritual is I hop, skip, and jump 3 minutes over to Rabble Coffee, and I order a cappuccino.
Near East Side girly.
Near East Side all the way.
When I when I have the time, I like to walk over to Amberson's and get a cortado, and just sit in the big, glorious, sunny room.
Amazing. I went to Amberson's for the first time like last week, and I thought it was lovely.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Next question. Actually, I'm going to run with that a little bit. Both of you go to local coffee shops. What is it about the process of going to a coffee shop that you like?
Well, I mean, the basic stuff, like remember your order, and you see the same people everywhere.
Yeah.
But I really like that someone who lives by me is running a coffee shop, creating community, and I can support them in return because that coffee supports me every day.
I mean, I appreciate the technical process of it a lot, the craft. So, I'm looking at, how they're maintaining their machine, how they're texturing their milk, the intention behind what they're doing, because that is what makes or breaks a cup of coffee for me.
Well, that's Amberson all the way, right?
Yeah, totally.
I did notice a level of craft there that I don't see other places. They're a little slower and intentional.
Yes.
Which I like. Next question. Do you have a chocolate memory? It can be from last night if you want.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it would have to be just the last night of a restaurant that I opened. The last night it was open. We were sitting around having a glass of wine, and we were just scooping our fingers into the cremo that was left over.
That sounds very like something you would do.
I would. Yeah, Yusuf and I are never using utensils, but not exactly a memory, my mom told me that chocolate ice cream is the best way to teach children how to use a spoon.
Is it but why?
Well, you can't use your hands, it melts. So you have to use the spoon to get it to your mouth, and it's really, really good. So they really want to.
So there's like
a lot of...
It's a reinforcement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's really funny. Were you taught to use a spoon with chocolate ice cream?
Yes. Yeah. No, that's like her story. It's like how I did it.
Have you ever met someone for the first time at a coffee shop?
Absolutely. Some of them are here.
Any notable people?
Too many to list. A lot of our vendors, and then people I've met at coffee shops around town. We tell them that we do the Mokao chocolate coffee, and they're really interested. They show up, and like I've ran into multiple people here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so numerous to count. I mean, I did open a coffee shop at one point, and the guy that inspired me and kind of like helped me along that path, I met him in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, coffee shops are great places to connect with people, just because like usually the day is new, and you're open to a lot more at that time, and you're ready to connect with people.
Good answer. I'm waiting for someone to be like, I met someone who gave me a cat that I adopted. I don't know. I don't know. We are here in the Stutz in Indianapolis. Can you tell me what you love about Indianapolis?
I love that we're doing stuff like this. Like, this is not the only thing going on in Indy today.
Definitely not.
There's NCAA Men's Final Four. The Arts Council and Indy Sports Corp really rallied together to put on so many fun activities for visitors and locals here in Indy. And I think when a visiting event or a local event comes to Indianapolis, everyone shows up and supports.
I'm very grateful for the culinary community here. I mean, it's been super supportive and really special. Just collaborating with people in meaningful ways has been really great right now. So, yeah.
Awesome. Great answers. The person before you, her name is Cameron. She asks, if you had a superpower, what would it be? It can be whatever you want.
Only today, I'm like, if I could just flash invisible real quick to just like get one task done before the next starts. I think flight would feel good. I think it would just feel amazing.
You should request that all volunteers dye their hair red, and then no one will know.
We just standard issue wigs as part of volunteer uniform.
They're like, hey, Ariel, and you're like, that's not me.
Ariel.
That's not Ariel.
She's sitting in the office.
Yeah.
What's your superpower?
I think I'd like a Michael Keaton multiplicity kind of thing. So I could hang out here and not go to work and work garde manger after this. So
Right on. Great answer. All right. You got to do it collaboratively. What question would you like to ask the next person? Unless it's two people, but it'll be probably one.
Okay. This is tough.
I think I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
You can do a approval process also.
Yeah. I would say, is there a strong sense memory that you have tied to coffee or chocolate?
Yes. Yeah.
You're stealing my question.
A chocolate memory? Okay.
No, I think that's an interesting question because I think there is something tied to smell or taste that's like even deeper than just like.
Yeah, like a good example is like when you're tasting chocolate in there, if you haven't before, and your only like memories are like Hershey's and Reese's, like all of those are like one note chocolate flavors. And then you come in here and you're like, oh my gosh, there's 18, 20 chocolates in here and they all taste so vastly different.
Yeah. And I was thinking too in terms of like like smell and memory are so connected, but sometimes you don't recall. We have a physical sensation that's ineffable because it's before you remember it.
Yeah.
And so like, if there's something that brings you back to a certain feeling.
Toll House hot chocolate is like visceral. It's like I think of like cold, snowy mornings and like rolling around the snow and being like your limbs are about to fall off. And then and then your mom is like, come inside, you idiot.
That can bring you back to life.
Yeah, exactly.
Call you.
Yeah.
But like the smell and flavor just like pulls you back to that. That's what I think. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you so
Amazing.
much. This was fun.
Scared rabbit, is the coast clear? Go grab it, you're gonna starve here. On your bed of death with one regret, what you never said.